everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a brand new deck tech video. Today I wanted to talk about a deck that I'm using for climbing ladder in the new season, and I climbed yesterday from rank 7 to like rank 4 while I was watching BlizzCon, and I lost only 1 or 2 games, so I wanted to share the list. And yeah, I'm going over the deck list here, and it's very important to play one silence. The most interesting thing about this deck is that I don't play Circle of Healing, and in my opinion it's too combo-ish. You don't need that much bot clear. I have the Pyromancers and I have the Holy Novas to clear stuff from the board. Circle of Healing is just like too much because I also play the double Shadow Pain. I will go over this card in a bit. And yeah, this is like what I noticed is like the biggest weakness about Priest is that you have so many times just a crappy hand or dead hands, too many combo-ish cards, too many spells. Like so many times you have like 5 or 6 cards and they're all spells and bot clears and you can't really do anything with them. So I was playing with this deck quite a bit and I really like it so far. I'm not really missing the circles, and yeah, whenever I use like circle in your Blade Master, it will get zapped against a rock, or it gets executed against a warrior, or it gets hexed against the shaman. So you lose already, like you're already 2-1 behind in card advantage. And yeah, so one silence, most important effect in the game right now, because there's so many Death Rattle minions. Against the control deck, slower decks, you want to keep it for Sylvanas when you have bot control, and against aggro decks it's fine to silence Eggs, Mad Scientist, Undertakers, all those cards. Powered Shield's very strong card because it cycles itself and it gives 2 additional life to any minion. It's very strong. When you have an opener like Northshire Cleric against a hunter, when you go first, they can't play the Undertakers, they can't play the Lepanoms, they can't play the Web Spinners. If you have a Powered Shield on top of that, it's a 1/5, it's almost unkillable. They have to waste the Hunter's Mark if they even play it to kill it. It's a very strong card. Those are the most common decks I face on ladder, Zoo and Hunter. And I think right now I face more Zoo than Hunter. Then I face all the other classes like Priest, Mirrors, Warriors, Freeze Mage, and all that stuff, Handlock. And yeah, against the Hunter, if you have the Northshire Cleric opener with Powered Shield, it's almost guaranteed win. The same with Zombie Chow. Against a Warrior, if I have Powered Shield and Zombie Chow, I never play Zombie Chow turn 1. I save it for turn 2 and then buff it up with the Powered Shield. And then they can't kill it because it's a 2/5. They have to execute it or develop the board or shield them it later on. Shadow Pain, it's very strong right now. I like to play 2. It kills Sengens, it kills Sludge Belcher, it kills all the nasty knife chuckers you can't deal with as a priest usually. Against a Freeze Mage, it kills the Doomsayer. So because of this card and this card, the Crazed Alchemist, Freeze Mage should be like free win because you can deal with the Doomsayers pretty easily. It should be it's very strong against all the aggro decks. You have the Zombie Chow openers with the Powered Shields. You have the Powered Shadow Pain. It has many targets, and yeah, you can sometimes use it in combination with the Crazed Alchemist to kill stuff. It's a very nice card. I like it more than the Circle. As I mentioned earlier, like you have the Pyromancer in combination with Shadow Pain to clear stuff. Pyromancer is very good card. Like Northshire Cleric is still a good card even without the Circle. Most of the time you don't use the Circle for drawing cards anyways. So you have to combi with Wild Pyromancer to damage your minions. You can still heal the one Ninja Blade Master play. If you get one card draw off of this card, it's most of the time already enough because they still have to kill this card. So yeah, the card is still nice. I used the one Crazed Alchemist. It's my absolute favorite card in Priest deck. The thing is that you didn't have the slot in Priest, so it's very difficult to make room for Crazed Alchemist. In my opinion, it's very strong. I want to play 2 because everyone is playing around Kabbat Shadow Priest, and with Crazed Alchemist you can't really play around it. You can basically steal any minion. Let's say your opponent thinks he's super smart, you have a Sludge Belcher, he plays a Sylvanas. Yeah, then what you gonna do? You attack with your Sludge Belcher. You can Crazed Alchemist and then steal the Sylvanas, for example. You can steal basically any minion with Cabal when you have the Crazed Alchemist, if you have something on board. But Pyromancer, as I mentioned, still it's like a bot care card. You have the Pyromancer and the Holy Nova. It's most of the time enough against all the aggro decks that are playing. Most of the aggro decks are playing just one toughness creature anyways, like what they spend the board with. So you can kill those with Crazed Alchemist. You don't really need the Flame Strike you usually use with the Sickle, but Sickle does also kill basically 2 cards of yourself. It makes the Auchenaya 3/1, which just dies to literally anything, and and it's a 2 count combo which you need to have to you need to draw both cards, and yeah, it doesn't really give you board control or anything. Um, Double Shadow Death to beat control decks, you still have to play two. It's very important, especially against Handlock and Warriors and yeah, those card and Druid. You have to kill the lore with this card. You can, yeah, sometimes you can use the Alchemist. He plays like a Twilight Drake. You can crush the Alchemist and then Death it. You can basically also kill an Isera with this combination. That's why Cursed Alchemist is so strong in Priest, because you can. This card is one of like it makes all your situational cards very useful in almost any situation. Double Fort Seal is very important to win control decks. Like even when it goes down to fatigue, you will have this card. Since it draws cards from your opponent's deck, you will have a +4 card advantage when both players draw both all decks, like all cards of the deck. Yeah, this will win you control decks. Like it's more important than playing any late game card. If you get like an Execute against a Warrior or whatever, it already like deals with a big threat, which is yeah, it's already a very good draw from your opponent's deck. Basically, almost all the time you will draw cards that are useful. It's very rare. Most of the time, the only situation where you will draw completely useless cards are against Rogue, when you get like Deadly Poison, because then it's completely unplayable. But that's why you have to play two Fort Steel, so you have the chance to draw a weapon, for example, or whatever. So yeah, it's a very important card. Also in a Priest Mirror match, since you draw like the circle from the enemy deck, and which you can use or whatever. It's very important against control decks, and you can combo it with the Wild Pyramids against aggro decks. Dark Cultist, it's a 3/4 minion, and with this deck, since you play so many minions, you will most of the time get the Death Rattle effect. Even if you don't get the Death Rattle effect, it's very difficult to kill this card on turn 3 with 4 toughness. There's, I think, nothing, like a Paladin needs to use the coin plus weapon, same with Warrior and the coin plus weapon. There's almost nothing that kills 4 toughness minion in turn 3. Against aggro decks, it's also very strong because of the 4 toughness. Interbreak Master, I still play 1 copy since I play double Holy Nova, it's very nice synergy. You can still draw a card with the Cleric if you use the hero power. Yeah, you can use the hero power to heal it, so it's still very good. Against the Priest, it's in a mirror, it's very strong card, even if you don't buff it with the circle, because the Priest can't kill this card. It's still a 4/3 for free if you don't heal it, so it's still nice body, it has still nice synergy in a Priest deck. Shadow Madness is it's like almost a better card than Bot Clear against aggro decks, since you can steal a Mad Scientist and trade into another minion, let's say a Life Juggler, and he doesn't get the secret, so it does many things at the same time. You steal a Loot Order and draw a card, or Acolyte and draw a card, or Sludge Belcher, you can steal a Sludge Belcher and get a Slime, and then they have to deal with the Slime. Most of the time they don't play around Shadow Madness, like on Leather. Control, in tournaments it's a little bit different because people are smarter, so they will play around Shadow Madness when they know you play this card, so it's very difficult to get value out of it. But in Leather, it's a very strong card. Most of the time when they will have a board where they're like, oh my god, if he has a Shadow Madness, I'm screwed. And when you play against a hunter and he gets like a Leo, he can't really control that, right? So yeah, so Shadow Madness is a good card, especially against Shaman. And I don't play bot control, like bot gear with the circle, so I need like a lot of those cards like Pains and Shadow Madness and Holy Novas to deal with the board. I play the Arcanized. In my opinion, it's still a very strong card in a Priest deck, even without the circle of healing, because it makes your hero power deal 2 damage to anything, which is a very strong effect. And it has still Sentient stats, which are decent. I could like play a Yeti over it, which is just 1 more attack, but the hero power effect, it's like a Shadow Form, and Shadow Form is 3 mana, and yeah, you can, I think in my opinion the hero power is a strong effect than playing a Yeti over the Ahonai. And once you play the Ahonai, they will still expect cycling from your deck. The Holy Nova, nice energy, it's very nice against Freeze Mage. It's like a heal, since I don't play the Holy Fire, don't underestimate the 2 heal, it's very strong in combination with the hero power. Like if they play like Strasser, you play Holy Nova, and hero power you're up to 19. It's like a big difference against in most matchups. Lower tap, and you can use like your board to trade with Holy Nova very efficiently. Lower tap, it's an MVP card, especially against Rogue and Druid. It's very important to play this card in those decks. It's an answer to Sludge Belcher, since your opponent can't use a spell to remove it, and he's forced to trade into it. And the best answer to lower tap is your own lower tap, so lower tap is a very good card. I play Cabals. because Cabals are awesome. You don't play so much bot clear with with the circles. You steal those small minions. If you get a harvest golem, it almost wins you the game. It's insane. Since you play one Crest Alchemist, you can basically steal any card. Even if they play around Cabal, you can steal big minions. That's why I love this card so much. I always wanted to play it. And I play Cairn and Savannah. It's like the strongest two late game minions. If you slam down on Cairn, it's so hard to deal with. Nobody plays Faceless except Handlock. And yeah, the last late finisher is Onyxia that I'm testing. I got this card recently, and I always like to have the split minions like Cenarius. Was before Onyxia like my favorite late game card, since it doesn't die to BGH, doesn't die to Black Knight, it's split in 3 minions, it gives you taunt. And the same with Onyxia, like Onyxia is a 14/14 body, which is the strongest late game minion, even better than Deathwing. And I always play it when the opponent doesn't have like swipes anymore or board clear, like no lightning storms, and then you can't deal with it, right? And yeah, you can use the whelps on an open board to trade into like any in a big minion. It's like 6 damage, 6 toughness, but the toughness doesn't really matter so much. It's sometimes a good answer against Ragnaros. What I notice when I don't have an answer to Ragnaros, I just play Onyxia, and then if he doesn't have AoE, yeah, he has to like shoot randomly. It's also good like after board clear from your opponent. If your opponent uses a flame strike, clears your board, which is turn 7 or 8 or whatever, then you play Onyx and you have a full board again. It's very nice, very funny. The thing is that nobody plays around Onyx, and that's what makes it so strong. I think every card is very, very strong, which is if it's playable and people are not used to play against it, those cards are very good. People will not save BGH against the priest most of the time. Sometimes if they expect you to have a Ragnaros, but even if this card gets BGH'd, you still have a board. That's why I like this so much. I'm testing it. It was good. I was climbing like quite a bit, and I will still try to climb to legend with this deck for now, till I get bored. And I hope you guys like this deck. It's a little bit of a different priest deck, and I'm gonna show you also some games.